everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Chicago facing Los Angeles. And in Chicago to start out, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Chicago right now, Wallace is out there with Dennis Rodman. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Floyd in the point guard position. Now here's Westbrook. And finished off by Westbrook.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Let's just call him ladder climber.
Okay. It's deflected. Leonard kicks to Butler.
Come on, come on.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. That one on Love.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And so he makes both from the line.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line. And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Yeah, early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
Right wing. Tipped away. Stolen by Westbrook. James outside. Leonard with the steal. Past the floor. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Passes it to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. The rebound by Kevin Love.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
James, the pass to Westbrook. Back to LeBron. Westbrook kicks to James. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. James has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Down low. It's deflected. Walton with the steal. And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Love. Pierce comes in for James. Wade, he's checked in for McGrady. Hardaway is subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Now, here's Wade. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Buries the hook. Abdul-Jabbar's got his first points in this one.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Three-pointer, Butler to the left side wing. And again, Chicago, no good. And there's a foul that goes on Jimmy Butler. That'll be his second foul of the game. Dennis Rodman was checked in for Walton. Chicago also making some changes. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Wallace. Wash comes in for Rodman. And Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Butler.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Here's Powell after the basket by Los Angeles. Count that one.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throw. First trip to the line in this one. First one falls for him. And he can't hit the second. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And he gets it to go.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Here's Pierce. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Francis passes to Powell. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That is his first foul of the game. 11 seconds left from the first quarter of the game. That's tipped. It's stolen by Fredette. And it's blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Got it off in time. And no good trying to get that one. And that concludes the... And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here. What have they been doing or not doing?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
We've got Rodman. Hill is up there with Worthy. Then it's Jimmer Fredette. And it's Wade in at shooting guard. And for Chicago, Johnson is up there with Anthony Davis. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Teague in at the point. Davis setting the pick for Teague. Tracy McGrady's checked in for Los Angeles. Johnson against Hill. Johnson kicks to Wiggins. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Los Angeles making a switch here. Love's checked in. Los Angeles leading by 8. McGrady dishes to Worthy. And the dunk by Worthy.
Timeout. A little extra on that one, fellas. Nobody's stopping that.
Not when he comes in there with that tomahawk. That's just too much force.
Tell you what, fellas, you cannot throw it down any harder than that. That was a rim rattler.
Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
Los Angeles making a switch here. James is checked in. Davis is checked in for Chicago. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Los Angeles.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
LeBron, that's a two-pointer. The shot, no good. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Powell kicks to Wiggins. And the rejection by Love. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Got a piece of it. And here is Los Angeles now. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Worthy, the pass to Fredette. And easy 2 points on the layup. Fredette's got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense. And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Chicago trails by 8. Here's Floyd. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Love. Pierce comes in for James Worthy. Hardaway's checked in for McGrady. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Jimmer Fredette. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Abdul-Jabbar. Pierce wide open. He fires. Wallace with the screen on Westbrook. Here's Floyd. It's good from long range. Floyd's got his first 3 points of the game.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
James. This is his first free throw of the game. The first free throw is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Chicago trails by 7. Floyd. He's covered by Westbrook. Pierce with the steal. LeBron kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. Leonard against LeBron. Back to Hardaway. Count that one. Hardaway has got his second bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And there's the pass to Floyd. 5 on the clock. Inside. Good on that shot. And with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Rodman.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Hardaway, no good. Butler dishes to Leonard. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Lets the three fly. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Rodman, he's checked in for LeBron. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, this has been an impressive offensive output.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here, and every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
And the best way to do that when you're missing shots is to get to the foul line. Be aggressive, get to the foul line, and knock down some of those freebies, and the tide can turn for you.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Walton comes in for Abdul-Jabbar, and it's Hill in for Paul Pierce. Chicago trails by 9. Hardaway with the steal. The dish to Rodman. And then Rodman with the dunk.
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
For Chicago, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. We know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Powell, that's good.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the...
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. What a game we're seeing from Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Russell Westbrook out there with Tracy McGrady. Then it's LeBron James. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Walton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. Feeds to Rodman. And here's Leonard from 3. Love grabs the board. Los Angeles leading by 13. Walton inside. Wallace is there. And again, it's Bill Walton.
Timeout, timeout. Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Chicago calls timeout.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Wallace with the screen on Westbrook. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Wallace misses.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
To the paint, and stolen by Love. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Pulls up on the wing. Again, Los Angeles.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
McGrady kicks to LeBron. To the inside. Dishes to Walton. And there's the 3-second violation. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Walton. Pierce comes in for Kevin Love. James Worthy's checked in for James. And it's Jimmer Fredette in for Russell Westbrook. Kicks it out to Wiggins. On the wing, Wiggins. Another shot. And there it is for him. Los Angeles leading by 15. Pierce for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Pierce has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Francis. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's really the change in our game. It's the overall athletic ability. I love those point guards that can throw it down.
Well, you've talked about that. That's a dose of the modern NBA, Greg. That kind of aerial ability isn't limited now to just the front court anymore.
That's exactly right.
You know, I look at it this way, guys. It seems to me there are more high flyers at guard than anywhere else in the league these days.
Pass to Powell. And stolen by Worthy. Fredette, the pass to Worthy. And stolen by Wiggins. Pass to Francis. Wants to get it to Powell, and does. Soft touch off the glass. Powell's got 6.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Abdul-Jabbar against Cousins. They set the pick. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And Los Angeles with some changes. Rodman, he's checked in for Worthy. Wade comes in for McGrady. Hardaway is subbed in for Fredette. Shot clock at 2. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Grant Hill, he's checked in for Pierce. Chicago trails by 16. Outside Teague. Johnson in the corner. Deflects the pass. Now here's Powell. Wade is covering. Powell kicks to Davis. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
And there's the feed to Abdul-Jabbar. Rodman kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. And that one is off. Nice D from Cousins. In the corner, Powell with it. Johnson down low. He's guarded by Hill. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Johnson. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game. They get it again. And the dunk by Abdul-Jabbar.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah, those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
It's stolen by Abdul-Jabbar. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Los Angeles on top. They lead by 14. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. So for Chicago right now, Chris Bosh is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Andrew Wiggins, and it's Francis in at the 1. Wade dishes to James. From 7, Wiggins with the block. Here's Francis. He dishes it to Cousins. To the middle. Just 4 to shoot. Francis' shot is off. Los Angeles leading by 14. And the dunk by LeBron.
Boy, Kevin Love certainly is one of the best passing big men in the league.
Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker.
Here's Francis. Back to Bosh. No good on that one. Great D that time from Westbrook.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Tracy McGrady's checked in for Los Angeles. Chicago making some changes. Wallace the screen. Floyd. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Los Angeles leading by 16. Westbrook passes to McGrady. Picked away.
Timeout, timeout. Start it.
Chicago calls timeout.
And they've gotten good looks, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
Here's Floyd. Sinks the three-pointer.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
James kicks to Love. And he banks in the layup. And Los Angeles leads by 15.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
And the call will be against Ben Wallace. That's his first foul. Here's Westbrook from downtown. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
Here's Floyd. Sinks the triple. Floyd's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Chicago.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Chicago trails by 14.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Let's just call him ladder climber.
Okay. Nobody near Leonard. Another three for Chicago.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
Westbrook double team. And stolen by Wallace. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
.116 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Westbrook. And finished off by Westbrook.
And how's that for some ups coming from that one?
Well, he is a rarity among NBA point guards in his ability to elevate.
Yeah, his athletic ability, guys, is really what takes him a notch above most players at his position.
And it's Leonard missing. And here is Los Angeles now. They led by as many as 18 points. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and two shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off. It's been tough for them to try to slow down. He has 8 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
Inside and stolen by Love. Here's McGrady. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And the first one drops. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Dennis Rodman. He's checked in for Walton. Worthy comes in for Kevin Love. Hill, he's checked in for James. And it's Fredette in for Russell Westbrook. Chicago also making some changes. Chris Bosh is checked in for Wallace. Johnson comes in for Rodman. And it's Teague in for Butler. Fredette, good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Here's Chicago. They trail by 18. Floyd. McGrady covering. Leonard attacking. Will it go? No good there. Good work defensively by Worthy. Here's McGrady. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And, Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day. And I like that kind of aggressive play.